basket. Jason Tatum first basket. I hope I don't
Oh,
get
gosh.
addicted. But Celtics. On Twitter, if you want to hear from Zach Kaplan, talk touchdown Friday, ECU coaching search, a little bit of NBA. So that is available there.
I just appreciate you trying to have me on. I'm sorry I had to go. I had to be somewhere. I had to be out of here by like 3:40. So I mean, I'm sorry that I had to split. My bad.
Look at us. Says, hey, now we are back with no sound. Just need audio. Has that been fixed? All right, I'm getting a thumbs up from Zach. So, I think by 4 or 5 years now, we're going to have this thing running right. You know what I'm saying? By 2032, it's going to be a smooth ship. All right, appreciate everybody's help getting us back up. Wes Hines and everything that the interns and Shirley and everybody did to help us get on the air on this Thursday. All right, so we can take Zach off the guest list. We can take Jeff Nadu off the guest list because I was going to record with him at 2:30, and we had no phones, so could not do that interview. But we still have Ryan Wallen, who covers the Temple Owls. We have not talked about the opponent this weekend a lot because we have been talking about Mike Houston and coaching search and Blake Harrell and what this means and all that. Today we will dive in to our advanced moving and storage opponent preview with Ryan Wallen from Owls Daily 24/7. He is with the 24/7 Sports outfit. So we get a little Temple update coming up at 4 o'clock. Also on today's show, Coach Hud, Greg Hudson, will join us, get his thoughts on all that has transpired over the week. Hey, he's got some he's got a big Rolodex, John.
He does.
He has his ear to the ground.
He knows a lot of people.
Maybe he knows some stuff about this coaching search. We'll ask him.
And we can ask him about what he thinks about East Carolina's practice post Mike Houston, because he was out there Tuesday and Wednesday out at practice. So great to see Coach Hud out there this week during ECU's practice post Mike Houston and starting the Blake Harrell era.
And the Blake Harrell
era.
That's tough. And we will talk to Kevin Monroe before everything went to H in a H basket. I talked to K-Mo. You will hear that and see that coming up on today's show. All right, John. We were watching the Hornets at
Hornets.
Latin Sports Bar last night during sports trivia. And I watched almost the entirety of it while I was there from my hosting station. And by the time I left Bella Green the first time, we were down 14. I then re-entered the restaurant to get a box that I'd forgotten and go to the restroom. By the time I get out of the restroom, we're down like 6. By the time I get home, hell, we're up by 4. A major turnaround, a great comeback by the Hornets last night. They go 1-0. LaMelo Ball was awesome.
He led the way with 34 points, had a double-double, and you benefited from that. He did not have a double-double with points and rebounds. He actually had assists along with his points. He was only 2 rebounds off of a triple-double. But LaMelo Ball leading the way for the Hornets last night. They start off 1-0 against the Houston Rockets. And the Hornets looked shaky there for a majority of that game. And they decided to wake up and get things going late in the game. And watching the game, starting 5 looked really good. But when it comes to the reserves, when it comes to the substitutions, it looked like we don't have a lot of depth. But that really didn't matter at the end of the game. But a guy that you need to stay healthy throughout the year, because he hasn't played a full year in the NBA since he's been selected as the number 2 overall pick, is LaMelo Ball, and he delivered last night. So, leading the way for the Hornets last night was and how about this guy? Trey Mann. Great acquisition.
Son of Joanna Man.
Yeah. Great acquisition from the Oklahoma City Thunder, Trey Mann, and he brings a lot of nostalgia in his game, and not just because the way he plays, but the way he looks.
Are they
baggy shorts?
Are they
baggy
bringing
jersey?
back the baggy shorts,
dude? As he's dribbling the basketball and running around the court, it's like his jersey's just bouncing up and down because his shorts and his shirt, his jersey, is like XL, 2X, and he is not a big guy, but he gets it done last night. 24 points from Trey Mann off the bench, and Hornets get it done. That's all that matters.
Fun to be 1-0.
It is. And
who's next?
We have at the Atlanta Hawks on Friday. Then we'll be at home Saturday against the Miami Heat.
All right. Other teams getting it done, Sean. Winners of 3 in a row, the East Carolina volleyball team. Adler Augustine. They are now 13-6, 6-3 in conference play after a sweep over Charlotte last night. They'll be back home coming up Friday at 6 o'clock against FAU.
Ladies getting it done. And there was a guy that called in a couple of weeks ago that wanted Adler Augustine to be the head coach.
Of football. And look, he's winning in volleyball. Maybe he can transition that to football. So maybe he can be a candidate along with a lot of people, and new names coming out today from Tennessee. We posted an article, and it's actually former Tennessee assistants. Jerry Mack, running backs coach for the Jaguars. He's on my list.
Jerry Mack is on that list, and then I'll have to look at the article.
Mr. Jerry Mack, all dressed in black. He's gonna
bring ECU back.
All right, so we got a Jerry Mack bit we can do. That'll surely get annoying after one day. All right, anything else on the coaching deal?
No, that's because
I want to mention somebody who did not get it done. And that would be a team that all year I have refused to put in my top 5 outsiders because I don't believe in them. You shouldn't believe in them. And I know one thing, Kennesaw State didn't believe in them. Liberty goes down. 5-0 Liberty loses to 0-6 Kennesaw State. Kennesaw first win of the year. They win at 27-24 last night. They were huge underdogs.
24 points
in that game. Is it 24? Dang. 27-24, that final score. So shout out to, you know what Kennesaw State mascot is? Nickname?
Eagles?
No.
Hawks?
No.
Are they a bird?
Yeah.
Falcons?
No.
Owls?
Yes. Owls.
What type of owl? He has a name.
What is his name?
Wait, now we're saying what is the mascot's name?
Well,
I
it's
gotta
an
guess.
owl, but
I gotta guess.
what is it?
Kenny.
No.
No K.
You talking about the mascot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kevin.
No.
No, there's no K.
Ozzy.
No.
Osiris.
There's
Negative.
no O. There's no O.
Begins with an S.
Orenthal.
Well, how are we supposed to know it in this? Stady.
You're closer.
Stacy.
No.
I would say it's closer now.
Sacagawea.
Sam. Samantha.
What is it?
Scrappy.
That's stupid.
All right,
Scrappy
that
the
is
owl.
lame.
That's stupid. That's
Hootie
dumb.
hoo, baby.
That
Hootie
is
hoo.
lame.
Why is it not Kenny or?
Kenny from Blunt's Creek.
All right, Zach, you want to take us to break?
Sure.
I'm tired, man. I've been doing the show for like 12 minutes. I need a break. We do have some activity going on YouTube. I guess we're on. Jamie's in the house. Noah's in the house. Joey says I need to go to this Latin sports bar. Yes, you do, Joey.
And I talked to Joey today. He'll be in town this weekend. He might be joining us on Pirate Radio Live tomorrow.
What?
He might be making some picks with us at 4 o'clock.
You know what I want? I want a big bear hug from Joey.
I do too.
Man, would that be good for the soul? You know who else will be live in the Pirate Radio studios on Friday?
Who's that?
ECU Hall of Famer, touchdown, Tony Collins.
TC is in the house?
In the house.
Who's our quarterback?
He'll be here coming up on Friday. Little Nugget is checking in. He says, did you see there was a flight from Clemson into PGV? Yes. Also read it was a coincidence, but I don't know. Austin says, I think I'm obligated to say hooty hoo as an alum here. Way to go, Austin. Good win for your team. Oh, he said I don't claim them, though. All right, never mind.
Boo, Austin.
We'll take a break. We'll come back, have more for you. Hour 2, Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk some Temple football when we return after this. The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in ENC. Open at noon 7 days a week with live music. Come enjoy sports trivia with me, Clip Rock, every Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's live local acoustic night, along with line dancing from 7 to 9 on Wednesday. Thursday, there's a brand new lineup with Singo starting at 8, followed by karaoke with DJ Dog. Ladies and free both Friday and Saturday nights with the best local bands in the area. Finish the weekend with free games and DJ Kid Scene.
Y'all come get bugged up.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
Big and juicy.
our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers. Join us today for
Big, juicy wings.
all season long at Tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers, with 2 locations in Greenville and on Railroad Street in Winterville.
IMAX is here with mind-blowing images and earth-shattering sound. Come experience the first IMAX theater in Eastern North Carolina, only at Golden Ticket Cinemas in Greenville. Crystal clear IMAX laser projection and precision sound come together to provide the ultimate movie experience. And as always, Golden Ticket Cinemas has unlimited popcorn and the best selection of concessions around. Book your tickets at gtcinemas.com and come experience the best in cinematic quality. IMAX, only at Golden Ticket Cinemas.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates.
Save a load on a new John Deere compact utility tractor and loader from Quality Equipment. It's never been easier to get the best brand on the market at an unbeatable cash price or with great financing at our lowest ever monthly payment. Now is the time to get that tractor package you've been dreaming of to get your next job done right. Stop by one of our 36 locations in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Opportunities await for all students in Pitt County schools. We open doors by finding pathways to provide the best possible chance of success for each to reach their career aspirations of choice. As we head through the 2024-25 school year, we will continue to guide our students for the different journeys of life preparedness. We are committed to enhancing academic achievement and developing personal growth through work-based learning of our many career and technical education programs, college readiness, and solutions those who will be serving our country in the armed forces. Engaging, empowering, and elevating students to be successful citizens, workers, and leaders in a global economy remains our mission. Please visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org to learn how we grow minds and invest in our future through 38 schools and 1 community. Education, the key that unlocks doors of opportunity.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with Harris Real Estate Group, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines have added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at AA.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. PGV, where the pirates fly. Now, back inside to your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live. We are back, rocking and rolling, all platforms. We got Zach, we got Brett, we got Shirley. Thanks to Wes. Christian's in the house. Chon to my left. A few more chat gangers have joined, including Jonathan in Wattville. Says hello. Brad says, what's happening, Captains? Hey, Brad. And Matt is my kind of guy. Matt's a sports guy. Matt said, as a kid, I thought they were called the Temple Owls because John Chaney kind of looked like an owl. Matt, 100% right there with you. The legendary John Chaney. Mark Macon, Shakin' Bacon Macon. They had some good teams back then.
Is he the one that said, I'll kill you?
I'll kill you, Calipari. That's right. All right. Joining us on the Big Rock Power Sports live line to talk some Temple football is Ryan Wallen from 24/7 Sports. He joins us today. Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, Cliff. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. It kind of two teams going in two opposite directions right here. Temple's feeling good about themselves because they are coming off a win last week. East Carolina is coming off a loss to Army, and they fired their coach, Mike Houston, out, and Blake Harrell, the interim coach. So you can look at this one a couple of different ways, Ryan. Do you get the Temple team that, hey, they just picked up their first conference win, playing pretty well, feeling pretty good about themselves? They want to make it two in a row. East Carolina, seems like teams get the boost sometimes when they fire a coach. Everybody rallies around the interim coach, so maybe the Pirates get a bounce back win this week. So a couple of different ways you could look at this football game coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, I totally agree, Clip. And, obviously you mentioned Temple having played better the last couple of weeks since they got walloped by Army as well at home. And, they're looking to build back on this win that they just had against Tulsa last week, where they really dominated the first half against the Golden Hurricane and just probably played its best first half in a game all season. Obviously looking to try to right the ship and get back to bowl eligibility. Obviously a tall task right now, sitting at 2-5. So really this game against East Carolina on Saturday is a must win for the Owls if they have any bowl aspirations this season. But you mentioned two teams that, even though may feel like they're going in opposite directions, are in very similar situations. Both teams fighting for that postseason eligibility. Both teams who have struggled the last couple of years. Obviously, East Carolina has won the last several matchups with the Owls after the Owls had a decent stretch there of taking care of the Pirates. But, this has been typically a good game on the schedule for Temple, a game where they feel like they're going to compete and this is going to be winnable. And I think that honestly, with them having fired Mike Houston, makes that a little bit more of a winnable game for Temple. Obviously, like you mentioned, there is the possibility that the players, go out and play for Mike Houston under interim Blake Harrell, and, they're going to come out fired up. It's going to be homecoming. It's still a hostile environment down in Greenville for Temple to go into, and Temple's not won a road game in almost 3 years. But, Temple probably should have had a couple road wins at this point based on just the simple fact that, the ball maybe just didn't bounce in their favor in some of those games.
Ryan, I've been pretty consistent on saying this is a game East Carolina will win. I've been saying it throughout the year. Part of that stems from our offseason conversation where you had a lot of questions about this Temple Owls football team. Part of it is, reading through Phil Steele and seeing all the prognostications. So I've been down on Temple all year. I will say this, if I'm going positive on the Temple route, the teams that they have lost to are good teams. I mean, they lost at Oklahoma, at Navy. Coastal has a winning record. They lost to them. UConn has a winning record. They lost to them. And, of course, Army, who we just saw, is steamrolling everybody. So it's not like they've been beaten by bad teams. Their 2 wins came over Utah State and then last week against Tulsa. So I don't know if you can take anything from that. It's a compliment. It's kind of maybe loser talk, congratulating you on losses, but they've played a pretty challenging schedule to this point overall.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, like, you bring up a good point that, Oklahoma to open the season's no easy task for anybody. And even though Oklahoma's not having a best season out there and it looks like they're struggling right now in the SEC, it's still at the end of the day Oklahoma, and they have superior talent to what Temple currently has on its roster. And there are a lot of guys on Oklahoma's roster who are going to be playing on Sundays, making some big paydays in a couple of years. So you can always look at it like that. And then just like you mentioned, the Army and Navy games, two very good service academy teams who look like they're, on the pace to possibly meet for the American Championship this year, with how dominant both of those teams have looked so far in conference play as well. And then, you mentioned the Coastal and the UConn game where Temple, had that game close. They had a chance to tie against Coastal late. They just couldn't drive down the field and get a score. And a UConn game that they probably should have won, where they had a 4th and goal on the 1 with 3 seconds left. And unfortunately, a QB sneak went sour, and UConn returned it the other way for a 99-yard touchdown, and that's what made that game a 29-20 final. But, if Temple just is able to push that ball in, probably 3-4 more inches, they're sitting at 3-4 right now, just like East Carolina, and it's a lot more probable that they will be playing in the postseason if that outcome had been had gone in their favor.
Game of inches for sure. Talking to Ryan Wallen today on Pirate Radio Live. Ryan, give us some names and numbers to watch this weekend. Who are the guys that are getting it done on the field for Temple? The standout players to keep an eye on Saturday.
Yeah, I think, obviously it has to start at the quarterback position, and Evan Simon's a guy who has really brought some stability to the quarterback position for Temple. He was not the opening day starter for the Owls. It was Forrest Brock who went out there against Oklahoma and against Navy in the Owls' first 2 games. But at the end of the day, as a quarterback, you just have to be the one to protect the ball, and you have to make smart decisions, and that was something that Forrest was not able to do for Temple. And since Evan Simon's been inserted as the starting quarterback in any game he's played, the Owls have looked so much better offensively. He's just a guy that's a game manager. He makes smart decisions with the football. He's completing nearly 6% higher passes than Forrest was doing, more yards per attempt, and most importantly, his touchdown interception ratio is incredible compared to Forrest, where Evan has thrown 10 touchdowns to just 3 picks, where Forrest had thrown 1 to 5. So just night and day between those two guys. Probably if Evan Simon starts the UConn game, they probably win that game, in my opinion, because unfortunately Evan was hurt against Army and had to miss a week with a shoulder injury, and Forrest got the start, but still played okay enough, I think, for Temple to be in that position to win. So I think just seeing that in itself shows that the Owls have improved in that regard. Some of the other guys, to name on the offensive side of the ball, receiver Dante Wright is a guy who's receiving a large focus of the passes and the looks in the passing game from Temple's quarterbacks. Already has 517 yards on the season after missing last week's game with an injury that's kind of hampering him at the time. So his status this week is still kind of up in the air. Stan Drayton said Monday that his status would be questionable to probable for this week's game. So I think if he can go, he will go come Saturday, unless there was a setback throughout the week. So expect to see him featured heavily in Temple's passing attack, as well as Temple's tight ends. Last week was sort of a breakout week for some of Temple's tight ends, and over the last couple weeks have been having to replace NFL talent in David Martin Robinson, who's now with the Titans. Guys like Landon Morris, Daniel Evert, Peter Clark, and James Della Pesca. They're just a very solid group of guys who can really burn you if you don't take them into account, because Temple likes to mix in some packages with them where they just have that little distraction factor, and then they just kind of sneak their way out of the backfield and can get open pretty easily with Temple's offensive scheme.
Ryan Wallen joining us. We are all kind of anxious to see what East Carolina looks like hitting the field back at home coming up this weekend. First time without Mike Houston in the last 5.5 years. So it's going to be interesting. As you mentioned, it is homecoming. I think the coaching move maybe puts a few more butts in the seats. Just to, excited that John Gilbert is saying this is not the standard here at East Carolina. We need to make a move. So I don't know. I feel pretty good from the ECU standpoint, Ryan, but again, Temple is coming off a win. So odds makers have it East Carolina -7, 7.5. You think that's a fair line, or you think Vegas is missing it one way or the other?
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair line, especially like I mentioned earlier that Temple has not won a road game under Stan Drayton, and who's now in his third full year as Temple's head coach. So until I can see him, get it done on the road, that's a hard thing to bet against. I think, like you've mentioned, having to have Temple go down into a more hostile environment, probably one of the more hostile environments they're going to have this year on the road, that plays a factor into it. And just, I think East Carolina players, you saw some of them tweeting out this past week after Mike was fired that, I hope the fans are happy that's what they got. So I think there is a little bit of a fire under, their butts to go out and play for Mike and show that maybe this wasn't the right decision by ECU administration to pull the trigger on him right now. So I could see that being a fair line, and I think it ultimately is going to come down to which team's going to make the fewer mistakes, because both these teams have had their fair share of struggles in the rushing attack. Both have had their fair share of struggles defensively, and in not being able to play a complete 60 minutes of games. So I think it just ultimately comes down to who's going to be the team that doesn't hurt themselves as much as the other.
Ryan Wallen, Al's Daily, 24/7 Sports, joining us. Ryan, while we got you here, some news coming out today regarding Temple basketball. Temple announcing the suspensions of Lynn Greer III and assistant Chris Clark, and what I believe I read were unrelated incidents, right? Unrelated issues. And I guess I saw in a press release that we'll welcome them back in December, Adam Fisher says. So, you know anything about these two suspensions? Yeah,
so from what we've learned from this FBI report that's going out about, for those that are unfamiliar, was basically there was a knock on potential point shaving issues at Temple during one of the games last year. I forget who the opponent was, but basically the line went drastically in the opposite direction of what it should have during a game.
Yeah.
It really triggered the U.S. Integrity to look into Temple's program about maybe some players on the team that were betting on games. So unfortunately, it sounds like a guy who has now since left the program, Hyseer Miller, who transferred to Virginia Tech this past offseason, he was, unfortunately, it seems like the guy that was doing it, because he has since been released from Virginia Tech's program, saying that it is a permanent release from him. So potentially that indicates that he was the individual that was betting on games and point shaving, and unfortunate for the program, obviously, to have that. Both of these suspensions that came about today in terms of Temple actually are unrelated to that incident even. It sounds like Temple had no other real involvement in that. It was just Miller who was doing that. Lynn Greer's is actually one that comes from when he was at St. Joe's. It was unfortunately, I think, tied to the FBI and U.S. Integrity looking into the Temple program that they actually looked into St. John's as well, and that's how they actually found out about Lynn Greer, who had transferred to Temple this offseason from St. Joe's. So he'll miss the first 9 games of the season for the Owls. And then Chris Clark, again, I think that unfortunately due to the FBI having to look into the Temple program, they found out that assistant Chris Clark was just giving some impermissible benefits to student athletes, so he will also miss the first 9 games of the season on the bench for Temple.
All right, not the best way to start the year, but will be available in a couple of months. Ryan, good stuff. For people that want more information on the opponent this weekend, where can they find your work?
Of course, so you can always follow me on Twitter at RyanWallen247. My editor, Sean Passer, who's the Temple Owls guru, at Temple Owls Daily on X. And then you can always find our stuff on the 247sports.com website. I know many of you, your listeners, are probably familiar with Stephen Igo's Hoist the Colors. Ours over on Temple's site is owlsdaily.com. You can find our stories, recruiting news, all if you have a VIP subscription. That should transfer across the network to our site, so you can even check out our VIP content if you're interested.
Ryan, good stuff. Thanks for joining us, man. Enjoyed the game this weekend, and we'll catch up with you again when we meet on the hardwood.
All right, sounds good, Cliff. Thanks. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, man. There he is, Ryan Wallen, joining us at 24/7 Sports. Who did he say we familiar with?
Something moist or something. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that guy's work. I don't know. He seems to think that we know who that is.
He's talking about Scott Igo that works at the Stop Shop. He's a great guy.
I know that guy.
Yeah. Great guy.
Does he have a network? Does he have an outlet?
People don't know this about Scott Igo. He was the center and probably the long snapper, now that I think about it. Ask him next time you see him, for the Winterville Cowboys when I did a little assistant football coaching.
Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second.
All right.
You have coaching experience?
I do. Wait a minute. Is it time to put my name in the hat?
All right. Take your hat off. And give me a little piece of paper.
Okay. All right. You're really going through with this, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to do...
You are committed to the bit.
Clip, Barack. Putting your name in the hat.
Name is in the hat. Nah, so at that time I was an ECU graduate looking for a job, a career. My internship days were over at Pirate Radio, but I stayed in contact with the guys, said, hey, anything comes up, I'm your man. I'm the guy. I am that guy, pal. Trust me. I'm the guy. But, Chandler, I got to make a living, right? I got to survive. So I'm working for a company laying pipe, laying water lines all across eastern North Carolina. And the boss of that company was a head coach for the Winterville Cowboys. And I would not call myself a coach. I was just kind of out there. But on my resume, 1 year assistant coach of the Winterville Cowboys. Scott Igo was our center. Quarterback, Alex White.
Wow.
Former Conley Viking.
Future
Tar Heel. MLB'er.
Wow. Would you say you helped develop that young man as an athlete?
Our tight end and receiver were the Hamrick twins. Mike Hamrick,
former AD at ECU?
I think that's right. Spencer Hampton, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Great linebacker on that team. Man, we had a stacked team. All thanks to Scott Igo. Why are we talking about him?
Because Ryan, I almost called him Morgan Wallen. Ryan Wallen mentioned some guy.
I should have asked if he was related to Morgan Wallen.
But he mentioned some guy.
Here's a guy.
Hoist something.
Okay.
Hoist the towels or something.
Chandler, vibe check, ECU Temple.
I'm gonna go with 7.5. And I say that because the vibes at ECU practice are high. That doesn't mean anything.
They've had great practices all year.
I was about to say, Mike Houston always talked about great practices, and we're sitting here 3-4. But I've been to a lot of practices this year, and the energy at practice on Wednesday specifically was something that I haven't seen all year. And maybe it's just a fresh new start.
Fresh of breath air.
We always talk about fresh of breath air. We talk about the interim, how much that affects the team, the boost, the interim boost. And I think we can see that from East Carolina this week and during homecoming, and Temple's coming off of a good win. Any win in this conference is good. Tulsa's not all that great, but Temple's coming in here, and they are high on the horse, and I think East Carolina's going to get them off that horse, and I think ECU gets it done this week. My vibe check is probably about a 7.5.
All right, I'll go 8.3. Zach,
8.4.
Huh. All right. He Bob Barkered me.
Well, I didn't intentionally. When Chandler was talking, I was like, I'm thinking 8.4.
Should I ask Brett?
Probably like a 2.3 for him, for being honest.
Brett looks busy. What's he doing over there?
I don't know.
Brett, what are you doing, man?
Brett, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm currently Googling the famous tobacco farmers in Farmville. And me and Shirley are having a discussion.
All right.
What's your vibe check on ECU versus Temple this week?
Let's
go 1 to 10.
1 to 10, like 3.
I wasn't far off.
Like a 3. I get we have the interim coach that does bring energy to a team, and we're supposedly supposed to beat Temple, but we'll have to see what happens. The vibe is not high for me.
I Googled tobacco farmers Winterville Clip Rock to see if my dad popped up, and he didn't. That's a shame.
Did you do an interview with somebody? What was that?
Jackson Roble, I think it is. He's a good kid. Good kid. I need to make my dad a Wikipedia page.
What would his resume look like?
1 year college basketball player at Lenoir Community College.
Okay, I did not know that, I don't think.
1 season. And then MVP tobacco farmer. Tilapia farmer.
Tilapia.
Yeah. Yep. Zach's talking, didn't know his mic was on.
Whoops.
Jamie says, what do you think the game turnout will look like for homecoming?
Not good.
He said if it's not average at least, then I think Temple has a great shot. I don't think the crowd. Crowd's not going to affect the game one way or the other.
Temple plays in a stadium that nobody goes to.
Yeah.
They play in front of like 500 people in every home game. Why does that matter?
Matt says, I wonder if having the pressure off will result in less drops and penalties. I don't know, but can we have less pressure like early in the season next year and win some of these games? Pressure thing, nothing to lose, all that crap. Let's just win ball games. Let's beat Charlotte. They suck. How do we lose to them? Do we have pressure?
Not just lose to them. Let's not get our ass beat by them.
Were we have pressure? Under pressure? Was David Bowie?
The pressure must have been hot that day.
Freddie Mercury out there? People on the streets. John Moody is hearing a low 30s. Yeah, sounds about right. It's not going to be a good atmosphere. But let's win a game and then win another and maybe have some meaningful football in November. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Could happen. Still could happen. All right. Kenny says Chandler is working at Pirate Radio. Didn't know that. Yeah. What are you doing here today, man?
I tell you what, Troy Dreyfus came on a great day yesterday. I just so happened to be here. I still can't get over that he said that.
Why not? You know him.
I mean, that's true.
You know, he is in his own world.
But that tells you how much he listens to our show.
I think it just tells...
I didn't know Chandler was going to be here. I am a co-host of this show, and I'm here every day.
Wait, what? I mean, you worked here.
He was upset because...
You worked here when he was here.
Yeah. I was the co-host of this show when he was actually
so
still
it's not
here.
about him listening to the show. It's just about how much he thinks of you, I think, in general. Like, you barely exist in his mind.
Well, here's the thing. I think he knew I was going to be here. I think he expected me to just get up and walk out of the studio and give him this seat. That's not how it works now, bud.
Hey, bud.
You're a guest on our show now. You sit in this seat, you get your own camera, and you'll like it. But great catching up with TD yesterday.
Jamie says there's already no pressure for Temple coming in. ECU is down. Temple just won. ECU needs the crowd. All right. I guess we'll start doing pressure checks. Does anybody have a
pressure meter?
Check your tire pressure. I want to put it on. I'm so stupid. Take a break.
You want to put it on what?
I was going to say put it on Blake Harrell's nipple and Stan Drayton's nipple and check them and check the pressure.
All right, time
I
out.
told you to go to break.
Let's go to break.
We got to check the pressure on these guys. Everybody wants to talk about pressure.
Hey, Coach, can we see your nipple right quick?
Pressure.
Whoa, the pressure's high.
Forget pressure, man. It's Temple versus ECU. Nobody's got pressure. Nobody cares. We care. I care. I hope you care. There ain't no pressure. All right, back with you.
Are you ready for football? Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is your complete source for recreation and marine sales and service. With a full selection of ATVs, side-by-sides, motorcycles, slingshots, watercraft, pontoons, and boats, Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is sure to have what you're looking for in everyday adventure. With 5 locations in North Carolina, Rocky Mount, Lake Gaston, New Bern, Elizabeth City, and of course, Greenville. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram or online at BigRockPowersports.com. Big Rock Power Sports and Marine. Choose your adventure.
This is Trey Hayes with Advanced Moving and Storage. Advanced Moving and Storage is here to help you have the best move ever. Advanced Moving and Storage is dedicated to making sure you get everything you need on your next move, no matter how large or small, whether you're local, in-state, or out-of-state. Our courteous and experienced personnel is ready to help. Call Advanced Moving and Storage today at 252-321-3200. If you want to remove stress from your next move, use the moving company the Pirates use. Advanced Moving and Storage.
It's spooky season, Greenville, and you know what that means. Time to grab your costume at Halloween Express. This is Lisa with Halloween Express, and we are now open for our 26th year in Greenville. We are located at 1400 Charles Boulevard on the corner of Charles Boulevard and 14th Street beside the Jolly Roger. We have Greenville's biggest selection of Halloween costumes for adults and kids. Halloween Express has everything you will need to make your Halloween frightening and fun. We are open 7 days a week. Halloween Express.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that are important to our customers, employees, and communities. While we have grown in size and presence, we have never forgotten our roots. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. Our success is your success, because to us, this is home. Go Pirates! Bankwithunited.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Public pirate notice on a discount mattress and furniture. Fresh start with a new coach with a new winning attitude. These are your pirate discounts. Only discount mattress and furniture. Computer desk regular $200, now $79. Queen mattresses regular $700, now $295. Dinettes regular $500, today $200. Only a discount mattress and furniture. Well, winning is not everything. It's the only thing, and I'll see you there.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season. And that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time. It's bow time. Some classics never go out of style, like fresh egg, American cheese, and hickory smoked bacon on a made-from-scratch biscuit. But why stop there? Pair it with crispy bow rounds and a hot coffee or medium drink. Your morning deserves a breakfast that has it all. From the fluffy egg and crispy bacon to the melted cheese and, of course, a legendary Bojangles biscuit. That's the ultimate breakfast combo. Order in the app or at Bojangles. It's Bo time.
Hey, Pirate Nation. This is Brian Buck with Buck Insurance Agency. This season, when you attend your favorite sporting event, take the game day pledge. If your team is playing, win or lose, support your team to the end of the game. When you leave early, you risk missing your favorite athlete making the play of their career. When our family buys a ticket, we always plan to stay to the very end. Take the game day pledge this season with Buck Insurance Agency. Play to the end, stay to the end.
This is Alex Harper, the current long snapper of the East Carolina Pirates, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Hey there, Eastern North Carolina, Jeff Stein.
Pirate Water Wicked Tea is here.
Zach, you got a remix going here?
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Be sure to visit one of ECU graduate Brandon Tate's U.S. Cellular locations and experience the highest standard of customer service. The purpose of the Atlantic Wireless Store experience is to inform, illuminate, and inspire. Find the location near you at atlanticwireless.com. Atlantic Wireless, we go beyond the call. Back inside, it's your host, Clip Rock.
All right. We are under pressure here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Zach.
Real.
Brett. Christian. Shirley. John. Let's quickly move along and we'll run my interview with Kevin Monroe from earlier today. Got the video up on YouTube. You can watch it at your leisure, but why go anywhere? Listen to it right now. Here's my chat with Kevin Monroe.
All right, today on Pirate Radio Live, former East Carolina cornerback, the color analyst on the Pirate Sports Network, as he'll be on the call with Jim Szoke this Saturday as East Carolina takes on Temple. Kevin Monroe joining us. Kevin, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, Clip. Hope you are.
Yes, sir. It has been a crazy week as we've been a part, Kevin, of ECU coaches being let go over the years, but don't recall one happening this early in a season. So this one feels a little different than the ones in the past. What was your take on the news that came out on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised in the fact that it happened mid-season. I can't say that I was surprised that Houston got let go. I think there was just so much chatter going on after both the Charlotte game and the Army game. I can remember my father telling me that he listened to your fifth quarter call-in show after the Charlotte game. And he said, Kev, I don't know if you heard the show, but 100% of the callers were calling for Houston's head and 50% were calling for John Gilbert's head. So he said, based on that, I can't imagine this going much longer. And so, you factor in the NIL situation and folks giving money to that, also factor in the building fund and the money that people have committed to the indoor facility that, I've heard rumors that people were saying they weren't going to hold up their end of their commitment based on if Houston was going to be here or not. And so all of that and knowing you have to have a coach in place for both the transfer portal and NIL and recruits sooner than later, it seemed to make sense that it was going to come to that. But I just, being a former player myself, I've been a part of bad losses. I mean, I went to the Carrier Dome and faced Donovan McNabb and lost 56-0 in my first college start in 1997. So I've been a part of ECU getting embarrassed, but never against an opponent that we are comparable with, maybe even better than in certain situations. And so for back-to-back weeks to be embarrassed by teams that we should be competing with, the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, and Kevin, I understand that the volume of the fifth quarter is not 100% accurate with what the Pirate Nation feels. Sometimes the loudest are the most ignorant, but it is a decent sample size. The the anger after the Charlotte game turned into apathy. I guess after the Army game, the silence was deafening. For the first time, we were about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, 15 minutes into the show, and we had open lines, and that hasn't happened all year. That hardly ever happens, but I think people maybe gave up on that one early Saturday, found other things to do, didn't bother calling it. So that's when it kind of gets scary, right? When the yelling becomes silence, so to speak.
That's exactly right. When someone just could care less about what happens with ECU football, that's when there's a problem. And I think most people are getting to that point. As a former player, it's hard to watch them struggle. So sometimes I'll turn away for a few minutes and then turn back, hoping that things have changed. But just to watch it all the way through, when it seems like nothing is changing, the defense can't stop the run and the offense is going 3 and out every play, every series, it gets frustrating. And so you want to see, when you see other coaches make all the adjustments, you want to know that our coaches are doing the same thing. And I know they're trying hard, they're coaching hard. We've had some injuries and things like that, but so is everyone else. And so you just want, the team that shows up on the field to play better than what they were playing.
Kevin, we'll get back to the coaching thing in a moment, but on that game, I said Saturday that, that game's over at halftime, probably over midway through the second quarter. So what happened in the second half, it didn't really matter much to me. What did matter was Caiden Hauser hitting some targets, getting some confidence, probably getting in a rhythm that we talked to John David Baker about it yesterday, that hopefully that can carry over maybe into practice this week into the Temple game. So, let's talk some positives here. How about the second half with the passing game that we saw?
That's a great point. I remember texting Andrew Bays during the game. Obviously, he was doing the game at Army, and I was at home. And I texted him during the game. I was like, listen, this is first half. I was like, listen, if Caiden Hauser can't hit open receivers, then I'd much rather just have Garcia go out there and throw interceptions sometimes, but make the right throws most of the time. And so I was getting really frustrated with the overthrows and just not hitting guys. But I agree with you. In the second half, he was much, much better. So maybe we'll strike it up the nerves in his first start at East Carolina. It just seemed like the ball was sailing on him a lot, and he was missing guys. And with the second half, he looked really, really good, hitting a lot more of his receivers, making the right reads, making the right throws, and driving the ball downfield. So I do have some excitement about Caiden coming into this weekend. That was definitely a benefit of watching the back half of that football game, is to possibly see, your future quarterback. He's only a sophomore, so your future quarterback kind of coming into his own.
Defensively, Kevin, rough couple of weeks for Blake Harrell. It's funny because I talked to folks, a couple of weeks ago, before the Charlotte game, we'd have been kind of excited that, hey, if you get rid of Mike Houston, we got Blake Harrell here. This guy's killing it on his side of the ball. Now the last 2 weeks, we're like, oh, man, we can't do anything right. But it sounds like the guys love Blake Harrell, 100% approval rating with the team. Kevin, you've seen it in sports where you kind of get this interim coach boost. They rally around the guy and come out with a good performance. So how about him being named interim? And do you think we kind of see a rally around Coach Harrell type of game coming up on Saturday?
So I thought the Army game was tough because after having the players only meeting, everybody's like, do your part. We got this, blah, blah, blah. But you can only take that rah-rah stuff so far until you have to go out and play assignment football against the triple option,
Right.
And so that was a tough one to come off of a bad performance defensively, giving up 400 yards rushing or whatever they gave up against Charlotte. So I think this one is more telling. This will be more of a standard offense from Temple, and so I expect this defense to play better just in the fact that they can just cut it loose, pin their ears back, plug holes, get after the quarterback, get after the running backs, and not have to worry about so much trickery and fakes and things like that. So I definitely expect the defense to play better. I am concerned that they've given up so many rushing yards in 2 games. That's not a Blake Harrell type defense. I mean, we've played against option teams since he's been here, and we've played better.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a lot of correlation between Savone Revel going down and this defense starting to play bad. I don't know why. Obviously he's just one player out there at the corner, but it allowed them to do a lot more things defensively, and they haven't fixed it yet. And so I am definitely excited about Blake Harrell. I like him. I think he's a good coach, but he is trending downward defensively. And it's the wrong time for that to be happening. So hopefully they step up against Temple and get back to being the good defense they've been, since he's been here.
Kevin Monroe joining us. Kevin, usually when there's a coach firing, a team is 0-6 or 1-5, whatever. Season's about over. This one's different. I know going into the year, if we told fans, "Hey, the Pirates are going to be 6-6," that would not have fired up a lot of people. But you end this season with 3 or 4 wins, you get to 6 or 7 wins. People will be happy with the way it turned out. And as Blake Harrell and John David Baker said, that they are really pushing this narrative that at this point it's all about the players. We want to get Elijah Morris, Deontay Johnson. We want to get these seniors to a bowl game and kind of go out on a high note with their ECU career. Just kind of unique that in one regard, all right, it's over. The Mike Houston era is over, but there's still something to play for this season, and you don't always get that with the coach firing.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, coming into this season, a lot of people talked about the schedule and how they were so disappointed and how bad the schedule was. And I wasn't one of those guys. I was like, this is a schedule where we can win 8-9 games, and get back to where East Carolina football should be to propel us into the next year. Maybe that convinces a couple transfer guys to come in at some key positions, and then we can just take off from there. And so to be 3-4, is very disappointing because this is not a schedule that you should be 3-4 on. And so, I look at this as a situation where I understand why he's fired because the schedule is so weak and we've played poorly against teams that aren't very good. And Army's good. I don't want to knock Army. They're good. They're just the Pirates should be comparable with them. They should be able to go out on the field and play them in a tough game. If they lose a close one, fine.
First ever loss to Army, Kevin. They were 8-0 before that game.
And so, that something had to be done in that scenario. So I get it. We weren't 0-6. We weren't one. Had one win, but we were definitely underperforming.
Yeah, Kevin Monroe joining us. All right, Kevin, let's break out the Kevin Monroe coaching big board. Who are your candidates? Who do you like? Who do you got? Everybody's throwing out names. You got any for us?
Well, you've heard the names that I'm going to say, but I'm definitely biased towards the two guys that I was teammates of, and that's Dwayne Lefford and Terrell Williams, both now coaching in the NFL. Both been doing it for a long time. Terrell kind of went to the NFL pretty early, so doesn't have a whole lot of college experience. But of course, Lefford has been at NC State and App State and different places in Louisville, I think. So he's got that recruiting past. He's got the coordinator past, and he's just a salt of the earth kind of guy. And I think that you want somebody that's passionate about East Carolina, and he's going to be that guy. He's going to be somebody that's passionate about the Pirates. And I'm not saying the person that's got to come here has got to want to stay forever like Logan would have or like Ruffin would have. I understand people being ambitious and want to go to the next job, but I want somebody that's going to come here and not just make themselves look better, but make the program, rebuild it. Make the program be in great shape, have a great foundation before they leave. And you got to care about a place to be willing to do that. And so those would be the names that I would throw out. I've heard the other names, and I'm not partial necessarily to anybody outside of those two. I will say for all the people that are pushing Joe Sloan and Garrett Riley, they're probably great candidates. Just remember, being a great coordinator doesn't make you a great head coach. Look what happened with Scotty Montgomery. He was a great coordinator, great offensive mind. It didn't translate into being a good head coach. And I still think he's a good coach. He just was a head coach too soon. Maybe he'll be a good head coach down the line. So, who knows what those guys will be as head coaches one day. But just because they're at big name schools doesn't mean they come here and be good head coaches.
Yeah, and the world changes, Kevin, and listening to John Gilbert, I'm sure he wants a great X's and O's guy and a rah-rah guy, but he brought up understanding the NIL and how to use that in today's college football world. He brought that up several times in his press conference on Sunday, so it's almost like, hey, add a new prerequisite, so to speak, to this coaching search. We're going to need you to understand NIL and how we can, what do we have here at East Carolina? How can you best use it? How can we get more money? It almost sounds like he wants a fundraiser along with a football coach.
You know what, though? Does anybody really understand it? I mean, we're only a few years into it.
Yeah.
Based on that argument, he wouldn't hire Dabo Swinney, right? Because he doesn't understand it. He doesn't deal with it. He's underpaying players left and right, and he won't take transfers. So, who does understand it?
Yeah, that's a good point. Kevin, we'll talk a little NFL before we let you go. I'm once again living the nightmare of an awesome Heisman Trophy winner being injured as Jaden Daniels. Looking at the line, it looks like he's not going to play. I think Washington said they'll make a decision on Friday. I guess the good news last week, Kevin, we played the Panthers, and my goodness, they are bad. Could David Tepper really go 4 coaches in 4 years? Because, I mean, if they get beat like they did Sunday every week, you have to almost. I don't know, man.
I mean, it was obviously it's your team, so you watch the game. I mean, Andy Dalton just throwing the ball right to defensive linemen and stuff. I mean, it's bad out there in Carolina. I don't know what's going on. I hated that Jaden Daniels got a little banged up. They're just ribs. He'll be back. But he's playing his butt off, man. It's got to be fun to be a Commanders fan right now. I'm lucky enough to have caught the 49ers at maybe the worst point in the season for them. I mean, literally everybody on their roster that's any good is banged up or sick. So even if they play, I don't know what level they'll be playing at. And the only game the Cowboys have won have been on the road, and this was on the road. So maybe we get luck up and go in there and beat them. But who knows? It's been a tough year.
No doubt, Kevin. I like you football guys saying it's just ribs. What injuries did you suffer during your playing career? What's on your resume?
I never missed a game in my 5 years at ECU, but I did before my junior year. I broke my hand. I broke my thumb in like the last preseason scrimmage. And back then, man, I was starting too. You didn't miss games, so they slapped a cast on it. Padded that cast up, and I got my first ever interception with a padded hand. So you just went out and played. That was the only real injury I had in my 5 years.
Nice. Kevin, good stuff, man. Always enjoy chatting with you. Have a great call coming up on Saturday, homecoming. So you guys already had a bit of a homecoming with the 99 team, but be a lot of Pirates in town. Our buddy Touchdown, Tony Collins, will be joining us in studio Friday on the show. Always great to see TC, but a lot of great Pirates hopefully will be in town this weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Some guys definitely said they were coming down. It's just always good to see folks and more than just the 99 crowd. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am.
Appreciate it, Kevin. Have a good one, man.
Appreciate it, Clip.
All right, joining us today.
There is my chat with Kevin Monroe. All right, Brett, you hit the program button over there. You're good to go, man. Brett's got it going on. Zach's got it going on.
What to do.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. The Stars will be out tonight in the NFL game. Vikings-Rams. We got some good players returning. We'll tell you about that when we return on Pirate Radio Live. A quick Fleet Feet rundown after this.
Hey there, Eastern North Carolina. Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. The Brown & Wood service specials include a tire price match guarantee, a $199 AC Delco front brake pad installation special. We also have a brake rotor rebate of $40 and a synthetic oil change on most vehicles for $89.95. Don't forget, free pickup and drop-off at Brown & Wood. 89 years in business, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Pirate Water Wicked Tea is here. Set sail for the next Pirate Water adventure. Barstool's best drink is back with delicious Wicked Tea. A strong, smooth, uncarbonated brew flavor with hints of lemon. It's the toughest tea to take on the high seas. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find the new Pirate Water Wicked Tea in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
21 and older. Please drink responsibly. Pirate Water Wicked Tea is here. Set sail for the next Pirate Water adventure. Barstool's best drink is back with delicious Wicked Tea. A strong, smooth, uncarbonated brew flavor with hints of lemon. It's the toughest tea to take on the high seas. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find the new Pirate Water Wicked Tea in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Did you know that GUC's utility rates are not only low in the region, but also the state? That's right. When you combine the average electric, water, wastewater, and natural gas into one bill, only people in 2 of the 15 largest cities pay less than GUC customers. Only 2. Low rates and high reliability. Working in the best interest of the community rather than shareholders. That's the value of public utilities. That's the value of GUC.
Bad Daddy's Burger Bar in Greenville has the best deals in town. Just listen to this. BD's Amber Ale for $3 on Monday. Talls for smalls on Tuesday. $5.50 wine pours on Wednesday. $5 house margaritas on Thursday. Handshaking cocktails are $7 on Friday. And house Bloody Marys for just $6 on Sunday. But wait, there's more. Every day, 2 hours before closing time, appetizers are half off. Don't wait. Get to Bad Daddy's Burger Bar now. Located just off Greenville Boulevard in the Publix Shopping Center. Go Pirates!
This is proud ECU alumni David Price of David Price Construction. As a leading general contracting firm, we specialize in commercial construction and renovation. Whether it's updating your office space, renovating your restaurant, or building a new retail store, our team at David Price Construction is ready to assist. We are committed to delivering quality, value, and customer satisfaction across all of our projects. So give us a call at 919-820-3612 or find us online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Go Pirates.
Do life stresses have you feeling exhausted? Do your golf, tennis, and workouts have your body aching? If so, Kairos Float and Wellness Studio has your solution. Come visit us at 2800 East 10th Street and try our services like our float therapy, which is a private pool containing a saturated solution of Epsom salt that allows you to float effortlessly for ultimate relaxation and therapy. At Kairos Wellness Studio, we also have an infrared sauna, cold plunge, and salt and halo therapy that will leave your body feeling relaxed and healed. Contact us today at kairosfloats.com. Kairos Float and Wellness Studio. Restful intentions.
What's even better than going to Jimmy John's? The great taste of Jimmy John's coming to you. Check out their convenient catering bundle, including a 12-pack of half sandwiches made with fresh baked bread, hand-sliced meats, and fresh veggies, plus 2 premium sides, 15 chips, and 15 desserts, all for one great price. You can also choose an a la carte option. Pick it up, or they'll set it up for you. And don't forget Jimmy John's loyalty app with a free sandwich after your first visit. Jimmy John's in Greenville and Wilson, and online at jimmyjohns.com.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
Talk radio. From the depths of space. The center. Outer space mumbo jumbo of the talk universe.
The center of what?
Pirate Radio.
We have prepared a planet with a suitable atmosphere.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where all the locals go for Mexican food and fun. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the Gulf of Mexico every Tuesday. A huge 38-ounce lime margarita for only $8.99. Wednesdays, all Mexican imports are only $2.99. On Thursdays, it's half-price house margaritas. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Now, back inside to Pirate Radio Live. Clip Rock.
Welcome back into Pirate Radio Live. We have 1 minute. Hit Alex Harper talking about Fleet Feet, Zach, so we can get to our rundown real quick.
Hey, Pirate Nation. Be sure you have the best and most comfortable shoes this tailgate season with a stop at Fleet Feet. Locally owned and operated by ECU alum Chris Lunyon. Fleet Feet of Greenville provides solutions through one-on-one services to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Go see them at 207 East Arlington Boulevard in the old Gordon's Golf location. Fleet Feet. They run for you.
All right, here's, by the way, Greg Hudson's here. Join us in hour 3. What's up, Coach Hud? Broncos wide receiver Josh Reynolds and another man were injured in a shooting. It says early Friday morning. Oh, okay, this was last week. After they were followed from a strip club. Josh Reynolds was shot twice. Once in the arm and once in the back of the head.
Good gosh.
Yeah. So this is he
expected to play?
Just coming out. Good God.
He's doubtful.
This
Listed as
probable.
9 News in Denver.
If I can get my helmet on, I'm playing.
Another man was shot in his back. A third victim was wounded by shattered glass.
Is he alive?
Stone cold there. So there you go.
How's that not just getting out?
They were at Shotgun Willie's, a strip club in Glendale. You ever been there, Coach Hud?
No.
All right. So, damn, that's tough news. All right, real quick, Thursday night slate. Tonight we got Rams hosting the Vikings, and the Rams are getting back Cooper Kupp. Also, Puka Nacua has been activated. So it appears the Rams will be getting a big boost tonight when they take on the Vikings, who just had their first loss of the year.
Tough loss.
Tonight in college football, the undefeated Pittsburgh Panthers host Syracuse.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I could see Syracuse being a poo-pooer.
Spoiling the party?
You don't think so, Coach?
No. What's Syracuse? They've only lost one.
5-1.
No.
On the year.
Oh, whoa, wait. Somebody's hurt in that game. Wait. Pitt lose a quarterback? No, Indiana lost their quarterback.
Yep.
Syracuse has the transfer from Ohio State, McCord.
Kyle McCord.
Yeah.
And tonight in hockey action, the Hurricanes are at the 5-0 Flames, and Carolina is a huge favorite in that game.
Man.
And I don't watch enough hockey to understand why the undefeated Flames are a huge underdog.
At home.
At home to the Hurricanes. But go Canes.
Going back, how about the Fighting Kennesaw Nation?
Let's take a break, and we will get your thoughts on Liberty going down for the first time in the regular season in 2 years.
Their first big boy win, right?
FBS win for the Owls.
I was trying to think of the 3 letters. I knew it was an F something, so F this, F that, FBS.
Are you still a 1 AA guy
Absolutely.
or whatever? Yeah.
I still say the BCS.
We'll take a break.
BCS got 12 in it this year.
ECU's in the Metro Conference. We'll take a break, come back. Coach Hud joins us hour 3. Caiden Norman will join us later in hour number 3. A lot more to go. Oh, Hoosier says, Jamie says, college game days in Bloomington for the first time this weekend. How about that?
Against Washington.
We'll take a break and have Coach Hud after this.
If you're looking for a delicious home-cooked country breakfast or lunch, look no further than CD's Grill. CD's Grill in Winterville has the best country cooking around. Start your day with CD's mouth-watering homemade cheese biscuits, eggs cooked to order, and pancakes so big and fluffy there's no way you leave hungry. Open Monday through Friday from 5:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. and Saturday from 5:30 to 11 a.m. CD's has lunch specials and an all-you-can-eat salad bar. Stop by, say hey to owner Jason Brown and the CD's crew. CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road in Winterville. CD's Grill, the best country cooking around. Where do you find the best selection of pre-owned vehicles in Eastern North Carolina? It's DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com is a combination of 4 dealerships in Eastern North Carolina with a fully stocked inventory of over 200 SUVs, trucks, and cars. If you're looking to upgrade your vehicle or purchase for a new driver in the house, get shopping today at DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com, supporting the Pirates for over 47 years.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You want subs made with high-quality meats and cheeses? You go to Jersey Mike's. You want high-quality radio ideas? You go to me. Like this. I'm an astronaut on a mission to find water on the moon. But because I'm a genius, I realize that what humanity actually needs in space is high-quality meats and cheeses from Jersey Mike's. Now to figure out how to remove the helmet and eat the sub without my head exploding. Here goes nothing. Always high-quality meats and cheeses. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
The arrival of fall also means the arrival of new clothing at Russell's. Hey, it's Rhonda, and we're gearing up for a new season. New color, new texture, new styles, and even a few new lines. Whether it's game day, school day, church day, or wedding day, we have you covered. It's all the quality clothing lines you've come to love and enjoy at prices you can afford. We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Alterations are provided and handled in-house. A clothing store to meet your every need, Russell's Clothing in historic downtown Washington.
The Holistic Company in downtown Greenville is a family-owned and operated business offering hemp-derived products such as tinctures, topicals, raw flour, skincare products, and more. They even have a drink menu including infused mocktails and frozen lemonade with a variety of flavors to choose from. At the Holistic Company, they pride themselves in offering true education about the hemp plant and its abundant benefits. So stop by 501 Evans Street, just a few doors down from Pirate Radio, to get informed and try the array of products today.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Saturdays are for pirate traditions and beer. This season, Bud Light has a new limited edition purple and gold ECU bottle on sale now. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please drink responsibly. And now, back inside to your host, Clip Rock.
All right, we're back. Do what now? We're talking about Billy Packer and Mark Packer. Talk about a lot of things with Greg Hudson.
Pac-Man.
Man, I miss this show. Prime Time with the Pac-Man used to air right here on Pirate Radio.
I miss Southern Fried Football.
The Southern Fried Football Tour. Mark Packer is on the ACC network, I believe, with West Durham. Are they still doing a show? I don't know. Coach Greg Hudson is here. Coach Hud, we've got questions for you already lined up.
Oh, boy.
Because people want to know about candidates.
Oh, man, I don't know.
And are you one of them?
No.
Well, Kenny had a question, and now I don't see it anymore. Was it deleted? Graham has a question. Can you please get Greg Hudson to speak on Dwayne Ledford? Ledford was a GA when Hud was defensive coordinator at ECU. Dwayne Ledford's name has come up. He is now with the Falcons, previously at NC State, Appalachian State.
Played under Steve Logan.
That is Holt Naylor's number one candidate.
Know him well.
Thoughts on Dwayne Ledford potentially as a head coach?
I think he'll be a really good head coach someday. I do. I don't know if that's going to be here soon or somewhere, but he's got the right personality and mindset. He's a smart guy.
Do you need to be a coordinator before you become a head coach?
Ask Urban.
I tried. He wouldn't.
Court Irvin Meyer.
He was busy at the bar or something. He wouldn't answer my call.
Doing a rub. Yeah, the rub.
Coach Hud, were you offered any head coaching jobs that you turned down?
No.
Or said no? No? Did you want to be a head coach?
Yeah.
You did?
Did you?
Really?
I mean, or were you
yeah.
Bud Foster? Like,
no, actually, I'm going to tell you, my legit goal was to be the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame. I wanted to be Barry Alvarez. That was what I wanted to do. He was the coordinator when I was there, and he was my linebacker coach. Of course, Fazio was also there. You have to Google him.
That was your dream position?
Oh, yeah.
What was
yeah.
it? What was
because I was, everybody has a dream. I want to be a head coach, and realistically, you don't know if that can happen. So I said I wanted an attainable goal, and then that was a dream. So
right.
I tried to keep it in that perspective, so I didn't get miserable if it didn't happen.
What was it like for you to be offered the defensive coordinator job at Notre Dame?
That was pretty cool. Yeah. You know what? Honestly, it's twofold. Sometimes you wonder if there's a thing called the Peggy Lee syndrome, and that's where you reach your ultimate goal, and it's just not exactly what you thought it would be. That can happen.
Yeah. Right.
Probably a lot of books on that, a lot of therapy given on that. It was just so different from when I was a player there under Lou Holtz. It's a different deal than it was in 2016 and 17 when Brian was there, with Coach Kelly, and just the way the university had changed. When I was an undergrad and even working there the first time, Notre Dame was a liberal arts private university. Now it is a research massive conglomerate, and it's just a different vibe. And guys are a little different. And I could see that after when I went back for the Holtz's Heroes weekend 2 or 3 weeks ago, and just to be around the guys that have that DNA from that time, just like you guys would see players. I guarantee if you brought who's the guy I liked at linebacker here back in the late 90s? Kerr.
Jeff Carr.
Yeah.
Carr.
Yeah.
Jeff Carr.
I loved watching him play football.
Yeah.
And if you brought him back and had a conversation with him,
which I did recently,
I'm going to say it's going to be a completely different type of language or perspective
100%.
used about the game of football and how you prepare and what you do this and how you get ready for a game and what your mindset is. And
100%.
Things are a little different. I mean, we would openly say, listen, we're going to go out, we're going to step on their throat. It was just a different mindset.
So I've said this before, but when I was a kid, I thought the coolest thing ever was because my mom was an elementary school teacher in Craven County, and you had this guy Lee Beckton from Eastern North Carolina, and I saw he's going to Notre Dame, and I was like, what? A guy that lives like
right down
30 minutes from me is going to Notre Dame? Like, there was so much mystique.
He's the second best player from West Craven.
Behind
Pierre Bell.
Justin Hardy.
P. Bell.
Got something to say
Justin
about
Hardy.
that? But the mystique that Notre Dame had,
yeah.
I'm talking like 90s. You're going maybe even a little before then, right?
Hey, if you watch the 93 highlight tape, that dude had a move. He had one move, and he would look like he would split in half his body when he would plant and misdirect. For a guy to shake as many Florida State players on defense that he did, he was really good. And he had a spectacular season in 93.
Kenny asking Coach Hud, do you think Skip Holtz would come back to coach East Carolina?
Why not? I don't know.
Have you
Do I
asked
think? No, I haven't talked to him.
You think he would? So you had him on the podcast recently. Go back and listen to that, folks, because you asked him about his future.
There's a good point. If you want to know my opinion, listen to the podcast.
It sounds like he kept his options kind of open.
Well, that's what
future,
you do.
right?
That's what coaches do.
Yeah.
But he also talked about the landscape of college football and how hard it can navigate. How
brutal.
he would have to navigate through that.
Yeah, I mean, you're swimming upstream here right now, and trying to keep up with the Joneses, and sometimes you just when you're dealing with other factors that it's one to be the Joneses and there's one to try to keep up with them. So
hell, since last time we talked, Coach Hud, and this guy's not a 70-year-old, been around forever. This is a pretty young 50-something Tony Bennett stepping down. It was 2 weeks before the season starts.
I mean,
because of what it is now.
And then go back, was it the year before? The guy from Villanova.
Yeah, Jay Wright.
Jay Wright, and then Nick steps down. Saban steps down. I mean, those guys aren't just stepping down because they want to improve their handicap, in golf, and they want to fish more. That's not why the coaches hang it up. Guys want to keep coaching. They miss it so bad. Terry Holland, I asked him, why he was still cranking it out. And he looked me dead in the eye and said, man, you can only fish and golf so much.
Right.
And I thought, well, if you're doing it on Figure 8 Island, that'd be cool.
Tony Bennett will be the head coach of the Hornets in the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, I mean,
that's my hope anyway.
Those guys are good ball coaches.
Former Hornet.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they don't think they can win in this environment. I guess they just don't like it, right?
Not only could he win, they could suck the air out of your offense. I mean, that ball was a little deflated by the end of the game. They just suffocated you. They were fun to watch.
Jamie asking, does it matter whether ECU hires an OC versus a DC? With lack of offense, should they prioritize? Should they get an offensive guy or a defensive guy?
The best guy.
The best guy. We're asking a defensive coordinator.
And hey, you're asking defensive coordinator? I'd be all for a guy that's going to light the scoreboard up. Can you guarantee me you're going to do it? Because that makes the defense's job a little bit better.
So Skip is an offensive guy, right?
Absolutely.
And did he kind of I'm sure he had a say in it, but did he say, Greg, this is your defense. This is you, Rick Smith. Y'all take care of that.
Yeah.
You're kind of the head coach of the defense.
You're in charge of half of the team. We're counting on you.
Yeah.
Or you're fired. No.
There's people out there that want to go out and get somebody that's a Pirate. So you look at Joe Sloan, you look at Dwayne Lefford. There's other guys that think that that's not an important criteria for the job. But do you think that's important when looking into this East Carolina job? Do we need to go and get somebody that knows the culture and has Pirate
Sitting
blood?
here today, do I think that? Yes. Knowing what I know, having been here, absolutely. This is a DNA job. This has a lot of variables that make it important that the right person can come in here and fit in. It's not the same variables and the same reasons that you would pick a coach, but there's a reason coaches fail at Notre Dame. I mean, I personally met with Tyrone Willingham. I came out of his
Eastern North Carolina guy.
I came out of his office. I was there in the summer. I had my son Garrett, who was like that, and I just went by to introduce myself. And I was in there for 2 hours and just talked to him. And I walked out of there and I went, man, this guy's going to get it done. And then I think the next year they had lost and he ended up getting let go. And I talked to him about a job, but the rest of his staff, they didn't like being there. A lot of West Coast guys, a lot of guys were not happy living in South Bend, Indiana. And you better embrace everything about that university, the culture. Here, there is a culture, whether you like it or not. There's a culture in this community. And then there's a culture with the Pirate Nation, which is a very good one. It's a great one. And I think you have to be aware of that, and you've got to respect it, and then you got to feed it.
So it's easy to say this when a coach goes 3-9, 3-9, 3-9, but it never really felt like Scotty Montgomery connected. He seemed more glitz and glamour than hard-nosed kind of Eastern North Carolina style. I don't know. It never really connected. You look at a coach like Kim McNeil, and it's easy to say when a coach goes to a tournament, but she, her kids are in Greenville Little League. She's always in the community. Like, she's really kind of embraced the area and being a Pirate and all that. I don't know if that's wins and losses, whatever, but I feel like that's an example of a coach connecting to the area and a coach not.
Yeah. Well, when Skip was here, it was like there was like 3 of them. That guy was everywhere.
Yeah. And then he had Drew Steele as his right-hand man.
He had a great relationship with Drew Steele.
I mean, I thought he had a mini helicopter to get around. David Hill had a helicopter for him, flying around to get him. He was everywhere, which was awesome. But that's his personality.
Yeah,
and he's just a fantastic football coach,
Skip,
and leader,
rough, definitely connected with the area.
It would bring a lot of nostalgia back to have him on the sidelines. But the question is does he want to have to deal with what's going on in today's?
Well, I'll be honest with you. There's nobody that wants to deal with it that's in this profession right now. They don't want to deal with it. It's a pain in the ass. It is tough. It takes up. Nick Saban was a grinder. He worked a lot of hours. The transfer portal in this drove him out probably.
Drove him crazy.
Because any amount of time that he would have had to himself was gone because of the way the calendar is now. And they're trying to fix it, but it's like they put this dam up that's no good, and it's starting to leak, and then NCAA's like sticking their finger in all these holes. And, well, okay, we're going to change the calendar this way, or we're going to this and that, or then it's going to get regulated. And, well, we're going to turn it over to the universities. Well, go ahead and turn it over to Auburn.
Adam says flight from Clemson to PGV this morning. Yes, I've seen that as well. I read that it was a coincidence and it was not Garrett Riley, coming
was it
here
Dabo Swinney
to interview. Does Clemson play this week, by the way? If so, then it would be really crazy for a
Somebody
coach.
had the plane flew in from Greenville to Greenville?
From Clemson to Greenville. Clemson does not play.
Oh.
Huh? But no, I read it was coincidence. I don't know anything about it.
I mean, when I was told that, I just sort of went, you mean a coach was allowed to go interview during the season?
That sounds foreign to you or odd to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is why I don't think there's
nowadays, nothing surprises me.
Yeah.
At all.
Have you ever been under or on a staff where there has been an interim head coach take place?
No. I've been the interim coach myself in a position.
How do the players rally around you?
They want to win. You got to, hopefully, if you're picked for that position, there's obviously a reason for it. You're probably respected. You've probably done some good things, and you have a good relationship with the players.
Sounds like Blake Harrell.
Yeah. So, they're not. I don't think I've ever seen the guy get the interim job and people go, "Why did they pick that guy?"
Right.
It's usually partly a popularity contest, a little bit, but that's just the way it goes. But the interim thing is a tough deal. The guy that maybe pulled the best one off of all time was Bill Stewart.
West Virginia?
West Virginia.
And, yeah, we know how that ended. Unfortunately for him, fortunately for us.
Great guy.
Yeah.
But, that job was going to somebody else until that game. That was going to happen.
They beat who?
Who'd they beat? Was that Oklahoma? Did they beat Oklahoma in that bowl game?
Clemson? I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
All I know at the end of the game, when the governor,
Fiesta Bowl,
when the
I believe,
president of the
right?
university and the governor were on the sideline, you were like, "Oh, there's something going on here."
We saw it in the NFL last year with Antonio Pierce with the Raiders. They won. They beat the Chiefs late, and the team was like, "This is our guy."
Yeah.
And right now, it's looking like it's not going to work out. But we've seen examples of that before.
It's really tough on an athletic director to have to make that call because there's so much emotion and popularity that comes with it. But there's an analogy to where it's like Bobby Bowden really didn't like to recruit and sign players unless they were a 5-star from the area, Tallahassee. Because if they didn't work out, he said, I got to deal with it for 4 or 5 years. If I don't take them, I only got to catch crap for about 2 or 3 weeks.
So, but also with that interim deal, kind of like the Rudy movie for Rudy Coach. If you don't bring back the interim that the players love, you're going to get well, I'm leaving if Greg Hudson's not brought back as head coach.
If a guy does that, here's the door.
I know. But that's something that it happens. And if you're the AD or whatever, you just got to say, whatever happens with that happens. I got to go get a guy. Yeah.
Man, if players are going to do that, I want the guy that wants to stay and compete.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that all of a sudden transfers because, they signed the guy at my position.
But if you're that coach, you like that.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
But if you get the gig and guys are splitting, what happens, though, is those same guys that would have split, when they stay, are they worth a damn? Do they pan out? Or are they just full of underachieving situations?
I wonder, Coach, hey, read through this list. Tell me if you know any of these guys. I just printed out a list of names I saw from Bruce Feldman, from other,
the home builder?
list. No, Bill Clark, former UAB coach. Although they've spent enough money on ECU, he could probably coach the team at this point. You know any of those names?
Yeah.
Anybody stand out to you? Any of them suck?
Well, I can't tell you that.
I didn't think so.
I took one name off the list. Whoever the Georgia assistant head coach is, because he's got to be the guy in charge of keeping guys out of jail, and he's doing a terrible job. They get 4 players arrested every week. He's off my list.
You know, I remember one time I was working at a job and I had a player get arrested, and my first thought was like, damn, we're going to be good, man.
You don't want the choir boys. You want the bad boys.
Ooh-wee.
What'd he do? Oh, man. He's running for 100 next week.
I won't tell you where that was, but
we appreciate the honesty and candor of Greg Hudson when he joins us here on Thursdays. Will Notre Dame handle business against Navy? Don't answer that, because we'll do it in a moment. Caiden Norman will join us. We'll talk about some games coming up. More coach talk. If you got a question for Coach Hud, you can get that in.
Where's my
as
guy?
Well.
Where's my Hoosier guy?
Hoosier.
I thought he'd have a list. I thought he'd have be asking me what's wrong with Purdue.
No, he's fired up for game day.
God.
He's got bigger fish to fry. He's moved on from the Boilers.
Do you know this? Did I tell you the Signetti story?
Let's take a break and we'll do it. All right, we'll get Signetti and more.
He was almost a pirate.
Oh, dear. Back with you after this.
Are you ready for football? Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is your complete source for recreation and marine sales and service. With a full selection of ATVs, side-by-sides, motorcycles, slingshots, watercraft, pontoons, and boats, Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is sure to have what you're looking for in everyday adventure. With 5 locations in North Carolina, Rocky Mount, Lake Gaston, New Bern, Elizabeth City, and of course, Greenville. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram or online at BigRockPowersports.com. Big Rock Power Sports and Marine. Choose your adventure.
Okay, you have got to come to the Loose Goose. I mean, right now, come to the Loose Goose, 241 Four Lines Road, Winterville, North Carolina. We are a part of Advanced Moving and Storage. All the cool things that we buy, find, oh my word, you won't believe it. We've got everything from furniture to every kind of household thing that you need except appliances. The Loose Goose. We're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and on Saturdays, 10 till 5. You're going to be so glad you did.
You want a sub freshly sliced to order? You go to Jersey Mike's. You want the perfect radio idea? You go to me. Like this. I'm a lone ninja warrior. By night, I glide unseen across the rooftops, watching my enemies from the shadows. By day, I go to Jersey Mike's, watching someone freshly slice my sub. My blade is called Shadow. His blade is a Berserba brand meat slicer. Clearly, I have much to learn about this land. Freshly sliced just for you. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey Pirate Nation, be sure to have the best and comfortable shoes with a stop at Fleet Feet. This is ECU alum Chris Lunyon, owner of Fleet Feet of Greenville, and we provide solutions through one-on-one service to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come visit us at 207 East Arlington Boulevard in the old Gordon's Golf location. Fleet Feet, we run for you.
This is Dr. Chris Barsani from Orthopedic Season Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injuries or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedic Seats provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates.
Bostic Sugg Furniture's 87th anniversary sale is a pretty big deal, and so are the savings. Shop special anniversary savings on Lazy Boy, Bassett, and Maven, Best, Serta, Helix, Ultra Comfort lift chairs, and more. Special savings on closeout accessories, framed art values to $350, now $69. Buy any table lamp, get a matching one free. And in celebration of our founding in 1937, get local delivery for $19.37 during the 87th anniversary sale at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Hi, I'm Walker Allen Volova, and I'm with CopyPro. CopyPro has been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology. Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total satisfaction is our #1 priority. We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net. CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
This is ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Golden Ticket Cinemas is Greenville's newest movie theater and is now open in the Greenville Grand location on Greenville Boulevard near Cracker Barrel. Catch a movie on Greenville's largest screen, the Elite Theater, or take advantage of great deals such as $5.50 Ticket Tuesdays. Get your movie tickets today at gtcinemas.com. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show in style at Golden Ticket Cinemas. Now back inside to our host, Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Coach, will you answer this next question honestly?
No.
Okay. What was it like watching an ECU or part of an ECU practice this week?
For me,
yeah,
just watching any football live is great. I mean, just to be around, guys coaching football and kids running around doing the thing that I love to do the most, which now in college football you do the least, which is coaching. So it's good.
Anything you just asked us about receivers coach Tyrell Roberts? You said you liked him.
Yeah. I never met him before. Yeah,
good player.
But hey, going to a practice, it's just like I'm talking about the locker room.
Oh, gee, so we can't. Okay.
Got to be in the frat.
Coach Hud's very tight-lipped. Caiden Norman joins us.
And if I open, it could be just complete BS when I.
That's true. We never know with you. What's up, Caiden?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Good. Would you like to give us any inside info on anything?
I don't got any inside info.
Did you ever get in a fight in practice?
Actually, me and Holton got into a couple times.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I heard Holton was kind of fiery. Like him and Donnie would go at it and stuff.
Well, I remember one time, and me and Holton are tight, so I don't mind sharing it. I gave him a signal. He thought it was the wrong signal, and then he had this whole blow up about it. And everyone's like, "No, Caiden gave the right signal." And then he finally admitted it like weeks later. But he was so mad, and we made a whole scene about it. But that's a good Holton Caiden story.
I figure if you were going to tell the story, you would be the one coming out on top.
So. Nah, I'll be honest.
You got to win a fight in football.
How's that?
Poke him in the eyes.
How do you get? You have to go like under the face mask. You can go through the face mask.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that is a brutal. You ever take a fist through the face mask?
No.
Never. I've been there, but
well, your face masks are a little different than mine.
Oh, you have the?
Nope, I didn't. I still had the spot here. I have one.
Hud had the Theismann, the one bar.
I had it. Actually, I could fold mine up and put it in my pocket after practice and just walk out. It looked like Illinois last week.
That was cool, right?
That was awesome.
Yeah, big fan of those.
And I loved how they had the face mask, like where you couldn't really see that it was actually a face mask if you were like.
It was good.
Looking. It was good.
It was a Jedi mind trick looking at it for a second.
You didn't see it?
I didn't notice that.
Go back, watch the film, and you'll see they made the color of the face mask where it looks like if you're like watching from afar, there's no face mask there, but there really is.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah. It blended in. It was really good. I can't imagine what that cost. What was I going to tell you though? Or something just about came out of my mouth and you interrupted.
We're going to talk about Signetti.
Oh, he was.
Are we talking about Kurt or Frank or who are we talking about? The Indiana guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Google guy. Google me.
What about him?
He was here after Greg McMahon left to go to the Saints for the special teams job.
What year are we talking?
Right after the 05 season. It was probably right after signing period, mid-February. He was here for the special teams job, and that was going to be the guy. And I was sitting there meeting with him until he got a call. He showed me. I was like, oh.
Who was it?
Oh, Mr. Saban.
Where is that, LSU?
No, he went to first staff at Alabama.
So who was the special teams?
I was like, good to see you again, Coach.
Was that Hargraves, I guess, took it?
No. Gosh, who was the guy that we hired?
What year are you talking?
Well, he was the special teams coordinator for the 06 season. And I think he was only here 1 year. And then he went somewhere.
You talk about who now?
Special teams.
Let me see if I can find the staff.
Greg McMahon the first year.
Greg McMahon was here in 05 and for 1 year. Then went to the Saints as an assistant special teams.
Who was 06? Because then BB came in 07, I think. Yeah, because Vernon went to Hawaii Bowl.
I cannot find it. Zach, help us out. 2006 ECU special teams coach. Jump on it. I'd ask Brett, but he's looking for something else right now. All right, so Hud, question. Adam says, what's Hud's take on Joe Sloan as a potential head coach?
Joe Sloan is going to be a very good head coach.
Clipper. The special teams coach was Don Janowski.
Don Janowski. Yeah.
Janowski. Thank you,
good guy. Good coach. I think he left to go to Duke or something like that.
Don Janowski.
Yeah, he was
I don't
good.
remember that name at all.
You know what I remember? The guy got the job, and he never turned the light on in his office for a whole year. Never. It was dark in there all the time.
Was he in there?
Yeah.
He just liked the dark?
Watching film like a bat.
Hanging upside
down.
So Sloan,
yeah.
How about right now? How about next year?
You're asking me what I do? I don't know what I do.
Yeah, but I want to know.
Man, the dude's at LSU, and they're rolling. He just had the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to go down to College Station and get it crazy with 109,000. As McAfee said, bunch of shirtless ranchers.
They are coming off, they beat Ole Miss. They won an upset alert game at Arkansas. Good win there. And now back on the road at A&M.
Yeah, A&M was on the road at Mississippi State.
Is he your favorite again? Who's your favorite right now?
Who's my flavor of the week? What about Dan Mullen? Is he making too much money and having too much fun not coaching? You know?
He's having a ball.
I really enjoyed that game he did when he called it a Thursday night game and came to Greenville, talked great about it, but it seemed like he was like having a blast with life, out of coaching, making money.
I think it's just really, the best thing everybody can do is support Blake in this right now. That's a hard deal to be in, and he's a really good guy. He's an outstanding coach. The kids love him.
Okay, does he have a chance? We talked about interim.
Yeah,
run the table. Win a bowl game?
You got to make a decision. How do you vote no?
Has that entered your mind?
Yeah,
Caiden,
I
that
think
possibility.
He goes all the way.
What if you don't beat Temple and you got the off week, and then you turn around and just run it and whoop everybody's behind?
If you don't beat Temple.
Because you had the off week, and you really get a chance to get your legs underneath it. Because he's had about 2 days to figure this out. He's drinking water with a fire hose right now.
That would make you 7-5 with a win over Navy, North Texas.
Win the bowl game.
Yeah, I think if he wins all but one, high consideration. He wins them all, no doubt.
Scott says Joe Gibbs. He lives in North Carolina. Hey, 3 Super Bowl championships.
They tried him to come back once, didn't they? Try that.
Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought him back. He went to the playoffs twice. He's the only guy that can get us there. I felt bad. I was like, leave the old man alone. Let him retire. God, I love Joe Gibbs. All right. Yeah, we are in it, Caiden. So
are you still?
So Holton got us fired up with Ledford.
Is he still top of the list?
Holton Naylor said Ledford would be our Dan Campbell, and I was like, all right, sign me up. I'm in. And I'm still okay with it, but like I'm not as fired up as I was on Monday.
Did Dan Campbell go to Iowa State? Is he an alum? He played.
No.
Ohio
I'm
Northern.
talking about Dan. I'm talking about Lions.
Lions head coach.
Like from a fired up standpoint, like that.
He went to
kinda
Texas
guy.
A&M.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Well, if Holton was in here right now and was still pushing him, I bet he'd get you fired up again.
I know. Maybe I'm easily swayed.
I
don't know who I'm voting for in the election. Just kidding.
You're not voting.
I know. Good.
I like Sloan. I like the quarterback coach, but that's just my own personal take.
Am I right saying did Rick Smith hire you at a previous job and then you?
He became the coordinator at Cincinnati while I was there, but I was on offense.
Oh, okay.
And he wanted Rick Minter to consider moving me over to defense.
Did you ever work under Rick Smith?
2 years.
I was thinking of an example, and then he worked under you here at ECU, right?
Yeah.
But my example was going to be like Joe Sloan was like a student-teacher situation. Joe Sloan comes in as the head coach, hires Skip as like some kind of quality control consultant.
What do you think Fitch is doing?
So now Fitch
you got to watch the game on Alex Fitch is on TV more than Brian Kelly.
All right.
That's good.
So what do you think about that, Coach? Get a package deal. Sloan.
I'm not the AD, and I'm not on the board.
I know, but you're on talk radio.
But that's all just, how many of those have actually worked out?
None.
Well, then.
What do you want to do then?
Go back and talk about the Rams game.
Let's arm wrestle. For the radio audience, Hud threw up Hud threw up a pinky, and it's still the favorite.
And I'll even use my left.
What you got, Kate?
Where did this list come from?
That was like Bruce Feldman on 3 Sports.
Okay.
I was just kind of copying.
related to Marty Feldman?
Gotcha. I didn't know if you had more connections than all of us. So.
I have 0 connections. I don't have anything.
Dude, the connections are all bogus, man. Inside
right.
sources.
Hud, you've got all these guys in your phone right now. You could find out what's going on.
And it doesn't matter. We got nothing to do with it.
Yeah. All right. Sloan, number 1.
I like Sloan until Holden comes back in again. he drowns me out, so I just like, all right, whatever.
What do you think of the Pirates this weekend against Temple?
I think it's a great game to go out and change the course. We've been waiting for it every week. I feel like, we feel like we have a good chance to win. And in the last few weeks, we haven't been showing up, but I think it's a good time, especially with Harold. Harold's definitely have the guys juiced up. Harold's a fun coach to play for. He brings the energy. And I think they're excited. They got nothing else to play for. Not that they don't have anything else. They have a bowl to play for, but I think it's kind of that mentality for them. Hey, people are doubting us. Let's go out there and have fun with it.
The game against NC State didn't work out after Mo was fired, but how did the guys rally around David Blackwell whenever he was named interim head coach?
See, that was the last game of the year. We pretty much knew our season was over. So that last week was actually a lot of fun in practice. We had a lot of fun. Obviously, the game
How was attendance?
Well, the game obviously wasn't.
Man, if you got a draft pick at certain schools, they'd be like, I got a hamster.
But I think that's a little different. Like we knew that entire staff was out the door. Guys were pretty much done with the season, where I think this one's a little bit different. They still have a chance to, make a highlight for the season, make a bowl game, and at least get a good win this week, hopefully.
There's one variable that I haven't paid attention. I'm sort of paying attention to a little bit more. Is this is a new era of everything, obviously with the portal and guys getting paid, and you can also get fired as a player. They can cut you. Man, I would be playing my butt off right now if I was at a school where there was a coaching change. I would be playing as hard as I already would have been, but I mean, you would think you would be out there to please everybody and playing your brains out because you're about to take a pay cut. I mean, everybody's on the shelf now. Players, coaches, support staff, everybody can get just popped.
And now in the portal era, you're individually putting out film for either your next destination or the next head coach.
Well, think about it. Yeah.
You want to put out good stuff.
Just think about a guy that dogged it and really sort of blew off the coaching change before Signetti came in, and then he rolled into town with 14 or 15 JMU guys, and now you're playing at Indiana Wesleyan.
Right?
Yeah. And paying for it.
All right. I want to talk about some games. So let's take another break. We'll come back. I will ask Coach Hud, any nervousness about he's wearing the domer, the Irish shirt today? Pull over. Notre Dame, Navy?
No, let's kill him.
Navy? We'll talk about that.
Support the troops.
And some other games when we return after this.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arr! This is Aaron Williams with New Blue Service Group. Our technicians stand ready to face any challenge that time or the elements may throw at your home. Your home deserves the best, and New Blue is here to help with all of your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC needs. Facing electrical issues due to the elements? We're on it. Plumbing concerns or emergencies? We're ready to fix it. HVAC struggling to keep up? We'll bring the climate back under control. So go to callnublue.com today. Go Pirates.
Get ready, Greenville. ECU's Homecoming Free Boot Friday is happening October 25th, and it's going to be epic. We're bringing in award-winning country music superstar Rodney Atkins.
Caught up in a country, the only way I want to be.
And the best news is, it's all free. It's Rodney Atkins at ECU's Homecoming Free Boot Friday. We kick off the party at 5:30, so bring your friends and get ready to have a good time. October 25th, presented by the Downtown Greenville Partnership and ECU's Homecoming Committee.
Slow ruins everything, so why not pay less for fast? U.S. Cellular's home internet gives you the speed you need for just $39.99 per month when bundled with a wireless plan with a 3-year price lock guarantee. Get fast 5G home internet made simple. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find a store near you. We go beyond the call.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? This is a very important step when trying to purchase a home in the current market. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of loan programs. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joe M. Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with the superior customer service you deserve.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
Braxton Green, NMLS 222-3878. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender, NMLS 208-516.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership. Savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
Pirate football is back, and the only way to dress for game day is to visit UBE or pirateware.com. UBE has all your game day apparel, such as polos, tees, hats, and jerseys. UBE also has all the merchandise to keep your tailgate undefeated. Pirate flags, decals, face tattoos, and more. And for your little pirates, visit our Crow's Nest with Pirate Nation's largest selection of youth apparel. UBE has special hours on Sunday after home games, open from noon till 5. And you can visit pirateware.com anytime. UBE, where every day is game day.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Ryan McChrystal, and the best place to go for custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items is University Sportswear. University Sportswear hit a home run for me when I needed my custom t-shirts. From start to finish, University Sportswear provided superior customer service and a quality product that cannot be beat. If your business, organization, or event needs t-shirts or promotional help, then you need to go to University Sportswear. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. Go Pirates!
This is Coach Blake Carroll for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Buccaneer Music Hall is the pure beacon of music in the land of pirates in East North Carolina. The Buccaneer Music Hall has all the fun for your Sunday fun day covered. Every Sunday, kick off the day at the Buck. The Buck has the largest 4K screen in Greenville, along with 18 TVs, so you won't miss any game, along with weekly jersey giveaways starting at 5 p.m. Score every Sunday at the Buck. Tonight, they also have Singo for every Thursday. Friday, they have a bootleg revival. And Saturday, Cooper Greer will be playing. Now we head back inside to our host, Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday. Zach, Brett, Shirley, Caiden Norman, Coach Hud, Greg Hudson.
Yep.
And the Chan Man.
In the house, baby.
What's up, Chan?
We'll hear that tomorrow when Tony Collins comes.
Touchdown Tony Collins will join us in studio coming up on Friday. You a Tony Collins fan?
In the house.
Let's play ECU Hall of Fame running back.
I know.
Let's play Will They Stay Undefeated? Caiden and Coach Hud. Pittsburgh at home tonight against Syracuse. Will Pittsburgh stay undefeated?
Yes.
It's a close one.
Vegas putting some respect on Syracuse.
I'm going with Pat Narduzzi's quarter press versus the quarterback. Not seeing much of that. I'm going to go with the D.
Let me see if I can.
Which is the exact same defense, basically, that they're all raving about that the Vikings are running. They're like this new defense. I'm like, this defense is 40 years old, at least.
Brian Flores getting a lot of.
They were running it with Schnellenberger at Miami.
So I saw this today, Coach Hud. I think you'd appreciate this. It was the all-time greats roster, Syracuse and Pitt, and there are some players.
Dude.
So on the Q side.
When Pitt had the bag out, when Johnny Majors and the Prince of Darkness, Jackie Sherrill were there recruiting.
All right, so Q, you got to start with Jim Brown. But you've got Marvin Harrison, Art Monk.
Dude.
Great Redskin. Larry Zonka.
Go to their 99 team.
Did ECU play against that team? I think that's the team Kevin Monroe talked about. That they got beat like 56-0.
We went up there and they didn't punt.
Dwight Freeney.
When I was at Cincinnati, I was coaching running backs.
Of course, McNabb. On the Pitt side, I don't know where to begin.
Hugh Green.
I guess
Ricky Jackson.
Fitzgerald.
Ricky Jackson, the linebacker.
This running back coach.
Dan Marino, Tony Dorsett.
Curtis Martin, Mike Ditka. Larry Fitz, as you mentioned. Another great Redskin, Russ Grimm. Aaron Donald.
Wait, go back to the offensive line, and you can just go with Mark May.
Got a few names.
Mark May, Russ Grimm, Mark Stepnowski, Jimbo Colbert. I mean, that's why the Joe Moore Award. That's where the Joe Moore Award was in its infancy stages, because Joe Moore was the line coach there for all those years.
Revis Island also on Pittsburgh. I thought you'd enjoy some of the old names.
Van Dyke play there?
Who? Dick Van Dyke?
Scott Van Dyke.
Scott Van Pelt?
Van Pelt. Didn't he play?
He went to Maryland.
Did he go to Maryland?
No, we're talking about somebody different.
Hugh Janus, didn't he play?
I think so. Oh, Hugh. I had the jersey.
Good Hugh.
Janus. Hubert. Did you say Pitt will stay undefeated?
That's with 2 S's.
Hey, Pitt will win it by a defensive play at the end. Their freshman quarterback will try to give it away like he did last week.
Ooh, okay. Can Navy stay undefeated against Notre Dame?
Nope.
I want them to, but no.
And you said that the line is low for you, 14.
You thought
I
it would
thought
be
that was
more?
kind of low.
Do you know why they play that game?
Why?
That was the history.
Notre Dame, after the war, was struggling with enrollment. Bad. And Father Hesburgh went to the academies and said, we're going to start the largest ROTC program.
ROTC?
ROTC.
And in return, you're going to play us for life. Now you know the rest of the story.
Okay, thank you, Coach Hood.
It's a fun matchup to watch every year, too.
Or John Kennedy Sr. paid all the cadets to go to to go to Notre Dame when they got kicked out. That's another story.
Okay. Will Indiana stay undefeated at home against Washington?
Game day is there.
Easy, I think.
Easy.
Game day's there, and it's on the Big Ten Network.
That is strange. Good point.
Something strange here.
I'm going no.
Okay. Oh, okay. Huskies.
And I like everything about Signetti and them, but if I don't bet, but I would. What's the spread?
6.5.
Who it is?
Hoosiers. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What do you
love
think
it.
it would be?
I thought
Closer?
it would be like 3 or something.
Yeah. Indiana's been rolling. I mean,
What's how'd that kid play in the second half? The quarterback.
new quarterback.
The quarterback.
I did not see that part.
So that's got.
Jamie, give us a QB
Well, what
update.
did it start at? What did the spread start at?
I thought it at 6 all week.
Yeah, I mean, it comes out after the quarterback goes out, so we didn't see what it would have been beforehand.
I honestly forgot about that.
I didn't know if he got hurt on like Tuesday at practice.
So it sounds like Hud's calling for a tight game.
Yeah,
All right.
Signetti's tough.
Man,
tough
it's so
culture.
hard to win them all, man.
All right. Will Oregon stay undefeated at home against Illinois? And will Illinois wear cool leather helmets? Oregon is a 22-point favorite.
Ducks.
No on the helmets, though.
By a tail.
All right. Weird line of the week. Number 11, BYU is 7-0. They are at UCF. The Knights are a 2-point favorite.
Wow. Cross-country game.
What?
Yeah.
Man, those 30-year-olds are going to roll into Orlando and whoop them.
They'll take their kids to Disney World.
Yeah, they get they got family parking when they even go to away games. But those dudes are grown-ass men when they play.
You like the Cougars?
Yeah.
I like that, too.
I like that coach.
That
too.
line is freaky.
That is weird, but I also like Hud called it out last week.
Who's hurt?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Hud called it last week, those cross-country games.
I know.
That's why I'm like high in the Hoosiers still.
All right. Will the U stay undefeated at home against pitiful Florida State?
Oh, my gosh. If they have style points are in. If they can hang 70, they will do it.
Well, they need to because they have been playing living on the edge game.
They've been
for
playing
a month.
catch-up football at the end, right?
Miami?
Guys bailing them out.
Yeah. Cam Ward's having – I'd like to see his second-half numbers compared to his first-half numbers because he is incredible in the second half. All right. Will Penn State stay undefeated on the road at Wisconsin?
No.
I kind of agree, but hand up, I haven't watched a Wisconsin game all year. I don't know anything
I watched
about
them
it.
last week.
I watched one half of Wisconsin game this year.
What did they do last week, Coach Hood? Let's see. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Here's their run. Now they're not against great competition. 52-6 against Purdue, 42-7
Go
over
with their
Rutgers.
defense. Just listen to the defense.
That's impressive. 23-3 against Northwestern. They have given up 6, 7, and 3 the last 3 games.
And now go to Penn State's offensive scoring.
Okay. Give me one moment.
And you're on the road in Madtown, so you got to jump around.
That is 7:30 on NBC.
Bucket list that one, boys.
Penn State coming off a bye and a win over USC. They've scored 33, 27, 21. I mean, decent.
So you mean they're trending down 33, 27, 21?
I went backwards, actually. 21. They scored they had a big second half against USC. They looked like they were out of that game.
I'm going with the stinking Badgers. And the defense they play is gnarly, and the guys running the defense are outstanding coaches.
All right. This has been Will They Stay Undefeated? Did you answer that one, by the way?
No, I didn't.
You on the fence?
I'm on the fence, but if I had to choose, I would choose Penn State.
And this is a 6-1 at 6-1. Just want to get your thoughts on this one. SMU at Duke. Can the Dukies?
I'm staying with the hot SMUers.
They are hot.
They're
the Mustangs are running.
Yeah.
11.5-point favorites on the road.
You got to like any program that can say, we don't need your TV money. And in 3 days, they raised $200 million.
One game you didn't mention, I was shocked, actually. Unless you have another game.
No.
Boise State, UNLV.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were doing Will They Stay Undefeated? Those teams
you just said 1-1.
You're right, Caiden. I did. What do you think?
LSU and Texas A&M.
You got to go Boise.
Boise, 2.5 line, too. I love that.
ESPN has
Boise.
3.5.
Where's that game at?
At the Raiders
in
Stadium.
Vegas.
I don't care.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to go with Odom.
Barry Odom.
I'm going to go with his defense.
There you go. All right.
What about Pirate? You didn't pick the Pirate Bowl.
We'll do that when we return and wrap it up on a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio.
Against the Fighting Joe Sloans.
Oh, okay. That's the Pirate Bowl.
That's the Pirate Bowl.
We'll pick the Pirate Bowl when we return after this.
Hey there, Eastern North Carolina. Jeff Stein at Brown and Wood. We have the 2024 Encore GX at 0.9 for 36 months. You heard it right, 0.9. We also have the Envision and the Enclave at 0.9. For GMC, we have the 2024 Sierra at 1.9%, the Terrain at 0.9%, and the all-new Hummer EV 849 lease for 24 months. Brown and Wood, 89 years in business in Greenville. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry.
Let me show you what goes on behind the scenes when making a Shaq-a-Roni. We created Shaq-a-Roni my way, an extra large pizza topped with extra cheese and extra pepperoni. It's a simple recipe. We take everything you love, then we build it bigger. Pizza gets bigger when you Shaq-a-Roni.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, this is State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer right here in Greenville. We can switch your auto and home insurance so you can start saving today. My team and I are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Timothy Sawyer State Farm, it's easy to switch and save. Just give us a call, 493-0002. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is Captain Bo Brooks of Power Water Outfitters. When you're catching fish on the Pamlico, come to our place and pick up your Smithy cast ironware that'll sear your fish to perfection. We also have men's outdoor clothing, marshwear, Grundens, Duck Camp, and AFCO. We carry Bahio sunglasses and have all different selections of those. We are a fully functional fly shop where you can chase fish on the fly. We are Pirate Water Outfitters, 108 North Market Street, downtown Washington, North Carolina. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Go Pirates.
We all have seniors in our life who may need a little extra help with technology. University PC Care's Quick Helps are affordable, in-store, short appointments designed for seniors who may need a little TLC to help with setting up a new computer, help with email or passwords, or help with the latest online scam. They don't need to fear technology anymore. Call 252-558-1280 to schedule an in-store Quick Helps appointment for Greenville or New Bern. Learn more at universitypccare.com.
Chico's Mexican restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for $11.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Where do you find the best selection of pre-owned vehicles in Eastern North Carolina? It's DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com is a combination of 4 dealerships in Eastern North Carolina with a fully stocked inventory of over 200 SUVs, trucks, and cars. If you're looking to upgrade your vehicle or purchase for a new driver in the house, get shopping today at DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com, supporting the Pirates for over 47 years.
Pirate Radio, bringing you the best content on air and on digital. We are the voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It was a mixed day for the stock market. The Dow was down 140 points to 42,300. The Nasdaq was up 138 points to 18,400, and the S&P was up 12 points to 5,800. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now back inside your host, Quip Brock.
All right, Greg Hudson called it the Pirate Bowl. Daughter of Coach Hud, Kayla.
Yeah, the fighting Kaylas, the fighting Kayla Giggums.
Versus Joe Sloan.
Joe Sloan,
a Pirate here.
She's going to take him out in pregame.
LSU at A&M. Who you got, Coach?
Duh.
This game is off the board.
He picked the game because of a quarterback, so I'm picking the game because of my daughter.
Fair enough.
That is true.
Do we have an injury or something? It says off. It says there's no line right now. So need to figure out what's going on there with that one. Hey, we know somebody. Ask. How about Pirates and Temple? Caiden, how you feel? Pirates winning?
I like the line. I do like that, but I'm not picking any more Pirate games right now.
You've been burned too many times. Coach Hud?
Pirates all the way.
They get it done this weekend.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Coach Hud Saturday morning on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. He'll join us here on the show. Thanks for hanging out.
What do I get paid for that one?
Talk to Ellerby.
Okay.
Caiden, we'll see you Saturday.
Yep.
As well, after the game. Brett, good job, man. Zach, same to you. Shirley, wake up, show's over. We'll see you fine folks Friday for a football. Did I not say your name?
No.
Chandler, thanks for being here, man.
You got so skinny I couldn't. Oh wait, no, sorry. That was in the spring.
We'll see you Friday for a Football Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live for the crew. I'm Clip Rock. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Say it.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. This is an exclusive